Good.
Greetings, everybody. I'm Jason Camelli. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Global Initiatives at Berklee, and joining me this morning or this evening or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, is Ray Soul, our Assistant Director. And we've got actually three incredible guests with us. As many of you know, Berklee, we have our global partners around the world. We have our center in Valencia, the campus there. We have Berklee NYC, which is Berklee moved into the power station, bought Avatar Studios a couple of years ago, and that's being renovated and opening this September, reopening. And we recently, this past winter, opened our first space, the center at Berklee Abu Dhabi, and we've got a few Berklee alums who are running that center now. And we're taking this opportunity to connect with the global partners to introduce the Abu Dhabi Center as part of our Global Connections series. The session is being recorded, and this is just a great opportunity to share information, for you to ask questions, for our colleagues from Abu Dhabi to also learn more about you, the work that you're doing, your institutes. And I know many of you are Berklee graduates, which is great to see as well, and of course partners for at least a decade in most cases, which is incredible as well. And we're looking, to find new ways to collaborate and engage, to create educational opportunities, not only for our students, but also for our teachers and for our communities that we're working with. And this is a cool point from which to begin the conversation. I'd like to introduce the artistic director for Berklee Abu Dhabi, Berklee alumna Mayssa Karaa. And our director of the Berklee Abu Dhabi Center is Gael Hedding. He's also a Berklee alum. And joining them is one of our newest colleagues, Yarub. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna. Samariet.
It's Mirat. Yeah.
Mirat. Excuse
me.
Nice to meet you all. Thanks. Incredible violinist, composer. There's a lot of cool video. If you go to the Berklee Abu Dhabi Center YouTube channel, you can see this incredible opening concert that they did back in February, and then a recent concert that they actually produced that Ray shared in the WhatsApp feed, and we'll actually post on our information page. They did a concert just this past week with cars in a parking lot. And it's, I'm going to have a chance to check it out today, but hopefully you all will as well. So I'll turn it over to our colleagues from Abu Dhabi, Gael, Mayssa, Yarub.
I'm going to share my screen. And,
well, hi everybody, it's a pleasure to be here, and we're excited about sharing what we've started to do here in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi. So as Jason was saying, Berklee Abu Dhabi is the newest outpost of Berklee in the world. And let's see if we can go to the next slide.
Okay. Can you all see it? And
yeah.
Can everybody see the?
Looks perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so here's a little like intro video about what the center is about. So Berklee Abu Dhabi, it is obviously located in Abu Dhabi, and let's go back to the presentation. And really the purpose of Berklee Abu Dhabi's presence in this area is to act as a creative lighthouse for the broader Middle East, not just the UAE. And we aim to activate the imagination and the creative capacity and innovation skills of the young people of the Arab-speaking world. And we're doing this leveraging everything that Berklee has to offer, from music, now with the addition of the Boston Conservatory, theater, dance, as well as obviously all the technology offerings that Berklee has in its universe. And we hope to be able to serve as a platform for inspiration, for the whole area. We're focusing on not just the UAE, but the MENA region, which is north of Africa and the rest of the Middle East. Our facilities, it's incredible because we're occupying a Norman Foster design building, which was originally the UAE pavilion in the Shanghai Expo many years ago. And they actually, broke down the building, brought over here, and it stood there for a while until it was offered for Berklee to occupy. It is located on an island called Sariyat, and Sariyat Island is the newest developed area of the city of Abu Dhabi. And in this area, they're developing. There's already the Louvre Museum. Not very far away is NYU, as well as very soon to be there will be a Guggenheim. And so they're really positioning this area of the city as a cultural hub. And now Berklee is located here also. Inside of the building, we have a multimedia lab similar to what we have in Valencia and in other locations, where it's basically a computer with a DAW, a controller, and a studio in a box type of thing that allows us to teach a large variety of different courses. We have a large performance space that can be adapted in different ways for different types of performances. We've got practice rooms that are big enough to hold ensembles, small ensembles, but can also be used for individual practice and in private instruction, as well as a large ensemble room. All of them, as you would expect in other Berklee facilities, equipped with drums, pianos, keyboards, bass amps, guitar amps, that type of thing. And a dance/multi-purpose room. It's a space that has mirrors all across, linoleum floors, bars for training and that type of stuff. And coming soon, we hope to be able to finish our recording studio, but that is still up in it's in the process of being created. So just so you can see a little bit of a insight of how the center looks, we're going to play you a small video of the center.
It went to the same one. I'm sorry.
It went to the same. Okay. So those are some images of our opening concert. We had that on the was it the 29th of February, and we started our courses on the 1st of March, and then about a week into that, we got the coronavirus really kicking in, which forced us to basically cancel what we had planned from February all the way through May. And we've shifted to other types of programming, and we're right now about to launch our summer, and then very soon after that, our fall programming, which Mayssa will talk about. Before we move, by the way, the opening concert was a celebration of music. We had people from different parts of the world coming here, alumni, and obviously we had Mayssa singing, and we had the distinct pleasure of having Steve Vai come and perform also for the event, which was a really nice addition and touch to the event, and one of the highlights of that night. It was attended by people in the city and also some people from Boston that came to see the event. It was a really nice way to kick off the presence of the Berklee now in the area. So I hand it off to Mayssa to speak a bit about what we have in store for this summer, and then the fall.
All right, so we're about to start our remote summer program. I'm gonna guide you through it. First, we're going to announce remote private instruction. We hired Berklee alum from around Europe because of the time difference that we would have if we were to bring in people from America. We're going to offer private instruction in drums, guitar, bass, and piano, and that's going to start in July, and it's going to run for 8 weeks. The next one is the webinars, which we're starting in the beginning of July as well. We're offering 2 different webinars. One is the introduction to film scoring, TV, and video games, led by Kevin Doucette, who is a Berklee alum and also an instructor with Berklee Online. We also have a music therapy webinar called Why Music Matters, a view from the lens of science, which will be taught by Kathleen Howland, who is a current teacher and faculty at Berklee College of Music in the music therapy department. That will run for 4 weeks. It's going to be 1 session per week and a 2-hour session every week for 4 weeks. The next exciting summer program that we're going to announce is that we're collaborating with Berklee Valencia. They have their summer performance program that they are offering, which will run from July 13th until the 31st. So we were able to extend this to Abu Dhabi. First, since we are also at a similar time zone, and also to tell more the audience here about what Berklee is all about, and also what is offered at Berklee Valencia. And that is more of it's a heavier type of program. It's going to be a daily program for about 3 weeks. Different modules about performance, songwriting, production, theory, and songwriting as well. Also, we are offering it's a new thing for Berklee. We are kicking off our program, which is called Berklee Ignite, which is catered for younger students. All of those offerings actually were defined and determined based on a market study that we conducted in the area. We know that there is a relevant interest in the programming that we are offering, which is why we set up a youth theater program, which will be done virtually and led by one of our friends and colleagues here at Berklee Abu Dhabi. The theater program will showcase play readings, Shakespeare's monologue rooms, which is a one-on-one session with students and presenting different plays, and then a COVID-19 themed play, which where children will be able to express what they felt during the pandemic, and then there's an opportunity to have an actual show that people can attend and watch. The next thing is, right now this has been defined but not announced yet. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back. It's our fall program. We do have like a layout of what we're going to present, but the teachers haven't been, we have definitely a list of who we're going to hire for that, but based on the traveling restrictions and all the current situation, we do not have that confirmed yet, so I won't be able to talk about the instructors, but I'll give you a general kind of view of what the program is going to look like. We're going to offer for, depending also again on the situation, whether it's going to be 10 or 12 weeks for this entire program, we're going to offer courses in harmony and ear training, in digital music production, songwriting, turntable technique and DJ skills, and contemporary dance 1 and 2, as well as musical theater in partnership with the Boston Conservatory. A series of ensembles will also be led in the space. A pop and R&B ensemble, a Middle Eastern ensemble, a rock and blues ensemble, and a stage performance for vocalists ensemble. Additional private instruction, a wider range of different instruments as well will be added. Drum set, guitar, bass, piano, voice, as well as a contemporary Arabic instrument, which could be a qanun or oud, that highlight the Arabic instruments and the way to also highlight how we can also utilize Arabic instruments and incorporate it in different music genres, as well as violin. This is it for the program. This is what we are about to present for the fall and what we're about to embark on for the summer. The next thing I would like to show you is, other than the opening concert that Gael spoke about, we have actually presented a series for Berklee Abu Dhabi called Unplugged but Connected. And we brought together alum from all the different, the 4 different campuses, students and faculty from across the globe, from Berkeley Valencia, Berkeley in Boston, and the Power Station. We will be sharing a PDF of this presentation for you guys to be able to see and watch the different videos, but I'll show you a quick snippet of one of the performances that we had, we released during this time. Show you فوق النخل. So you will have access to the link and to be able to watch the performances. We have many that we have actually released during this time. And also our most recent drive-in concert, which happened last week. It was exciting, it was risk-taking, and we were trying to, we had a positive response. People really enjoyed it. We were celebrating World Music Day, and people came and attended our concert in their cars. We had to keep it to a small amount of cars because we would like to first test how things go and make sure that we are offering this in the most intimate and less risk-taking way and healthy way to not to take any risks. So I'll show you also a snippet of what this looked like.
Hold on, let's go.
Just showing you how we were setting up the scaffoldings. And I'll go to maybe an Arabic song here.
I know I won't be able to hear you, but
as well, we had an activity. We performed the national anthem with like an activity where the cars, where people in their cars actually performed with us the national anthem, hitting their car horns at specific cues. I'll show you that. It was a cute, or not, second. Here we go.
So much.
That's it in terms of our performances that we can show you. Of course, you'll have the PDF so you can watch the entire concert and the performances. I would also, I know Jason has already presented the team, but once again, Gael is the director of Berklee Abu Dhabi. I'm the artistic director. Yarab is our technology manager, and Miriam Bitar, who is not on the call with us today, is our operations manager here at Berklee Abu Dhabi. Thank you so much, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask us.
I was going to add something. As you've seen, there's on one end there's all the sort of course programming, and on the other end there's the outward-facing concert side of things. And in reality, this is because we're here to help bring the presence of Berklee here, but also beyond just education, actually interact with the community. So this place is a center where people can come and be inspired and learn about what Berklee does, and hopefully also serve as a gateway to the other offerings that we have across the world. So somebody that would come here maybe sees a performance, gets more interested in music and what is possible with it, maybe takes a course here, and after that decides that they want to go and do something online, or go to Valencia, or go to Boston, or NYU, and pursue one of the other programs that we have to offer. So it's really a first step to having a more permanent presence in this area. And that's why it's this combination of concerts, events, and since COVID, we've had to do a lot of that remotely, obviously, like I'm sure all of you have faced in one way or another in your own institutions. So that isn't what we have done so far in a nutshell since February, and we look forward to continuing to expand on this. And like Mayssa said, I don't know if you've got any questions. We're here for that, and also to hear a little bit about you guys.
So there's a question in the chat.
Yeah, good question. So to answer your question, the summer and fall program, like in general, the program here at Berklee Abu Dhabi is not for credit, not yet. So what we are offering here has been specially designed for the region, and also we realized that from the marketing research that we need to train students as well, that the level is not very advanced. So it's good to also prepare potential students who will be transitioning to Berklee in Boston or Valencia to what the Berklee system is, to what Berklee is all about, so that when they transition, it's a seamless transition, and maybe they can also skip a few classes knowing already what Berklee is all about. So yeah, to answer your question, no, it's not for credit for now. And will Abu Dhabi, I'm sorry, BGP Summit location, can you tell me a little bit more about that? I'm sorry, I don't know, Gael, if you know what BGP.
So we hold summits every 2 years with our partners.
Oh, okay.
It's not in the plans yet, but I'm sure that may happen one day or another. but we haven't discussed that quite yet. We're right fresh out of the oven, and trying to get things, especially with these conditions moving forward. But certainly that is one of the type of things that this center is expected to be able to do. But we haven't had a plan yet for that.
Please do. I am dying to visit Abu Dhabi.
We're dying for everybody, for all of you to come here.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose. We're hoping all of you will visit us soon. Any other question?
Yeah.
I'm Ronald, and I'm from Dublin in Ireland. On a personal level, I'm a very big fan of the Middle East and the Arab world, and I've been there quite a bit, and never to Abu Dhabi though, but Lebanon and Syria, Egypt, Turkey, and in the wider Arab world in Tunisia and Morocco. And I'm a huge fan of Arabic music, and I played when I went to Beirut. I was actually to work with a guy called Fatih Salama, who's a great pianist from Cairo, who he won a Grammy for that album with Youssou N'Dour, where they blended Senegalese music and like Kulthum kind of music. And so we did an Oriental jazz. There was an Oriental jazz festival in Beirut. Now this was neither today nor yesterday. This was like 20 years ago. And it was really great. And so I'd be, very enthusiastic about anything that connects us to the region and the Arab world in general. And also DCU, I'm from Dublin City University. Dublin City University is already involved in the Middle East in that it runs a program in the Women's University in Jeddah. So I think DCU would be, certainly pro any kind of activity in that area. So I guess my question would be, what would you see with the partner, not just with DCU, I mean, with the partners in general, as your, what you would like out of the relationship between, what you're doing in Abu Dhabi and the wider Berklee Global partners?
Yeah, I mean, to answer to your question, I think that what we're doing here is because of the stage at which we're at and the mission that we have. It's still a little bit of a blank page in the sense that we are open to exploring any sort of ideas or things that may come up. We certainly think each of the partners has different sort of circumstances and abilities and audiences, so it's going to vary widely. But we're definitely open to exploring various types of possibilities. Among them could be holding events here, maybe collaborating on remote productions. If there's anybody in your institutions that is interested in coming here for a certain amount of time to specifically study the music of the area, and we can support them in one way or another. I think that these are all things that could definitely be explored, and it's going to vary depending on the possibilities and needs of each one of the partners, for sure. But at the moment there is no very rigid or structured sort of path to say this is the way we're going to engage partners. It's very open at this moment. So I think that opens the possibilities in a very wide way.
But other than partners, like we're always approached by musicians from across the region who have already, even with the pandemic, are in touch with us, are following us, are like really updated with everything that we're offering. And this is the mission of being here, is also to be able to open up to the entire region, but also India, North Africa, and different countries around.
Yeah. So in a way, because at the moment we're not offering 4-credit courses, and we do have a facility, we see this as a platform in a way for people to be able to if they got a project or an idea, and we can be of help in making that happen. We're open to these types of collaborations, for sure.
Even being part of the community, like in general, coming, hanging out, exchanging ideas, like that's kind of how it's framed. It's hip, young, and cool. So that's how we're presenting it. Any other question?
mean, one thing that we've talked about as a team in our area is the idea of, you've done collaborations with instructors and artists in Valencia, Berklee NYC, and then the Boston campus. Among this group, I'm seeing, just in this group, never mind the hundreds of instructors that work at our partner institutions, there's an incredible amount of expertise and talent. So it could be, as you're looking forward, there may be opportunities to find ways to engage, to create,
Definitely. I mean, the way we see our audience here in the short to medium term is that, as Mayssa was explaining, the local audience, so essentially Abu Dhabi, is in general terms at a certain level of musicianship and knowledge of performing arts. But however, because we are here to serve the greater region, the way we originally had planned the first semester was to be able to hold sort of more beginner level courses during the week, and then during the weekend, when people can travel from the greater area, meaning India and Middle East in general, offer things that are a bit more advanced and that can cater to professionals or people that are have already done a bachelor's, for example, and that are short-term form programs where they come and spend a weekend with and learn about music production, or even more specifically, mastering, audio mastering, or scoring for not just broadly for picture but for video games. So being able to offer these types of things, and certainly if within your institutions there is professors or people that you think that are that you go like, oh, I have a colleague that would be perfect for something like that, we're definitely always open to meet them and see if there's a space in the calendar to maybe make that type of thing happen. And so it doesn't require them to be here for a whole 12 week or a whole week even. It could even be something that we do for one of these short form programs. So the possibilities are at this point quite open and endless. From experience working in other locations, more specifically Valencia, as time goes by and things sort of settle a bit more, it becomes more clear what things are possible, and then some become less possible. And the beauty of the stage at which we find ourselves right now is that still a lot can be done. If anybody in this call or otherwise has an idea, we're open for it. We obviously have the mandate of what we described earlier, which are these courses and performances throughout the year, and we are supported by the Department of Culture and Tourism, which is a government organization. And the interesting thing, I think, and also to put things in perspective, is that one of the reasons Berklee is here in terms of obviously Berklee has its own mission, but why UAE and not another place for that matter, is I think that the mutual interests collided in the sense that the government here has a vested interest in developing culture as a way to for obviously cultural reasons, but also as a way to have other areas of development, economical development, and that's why like I mentioned earlier, the Louvre Museum is here, and they're going to open the Guggenheim, and the Sorbonne is here, and NYU is here, and now Berklee is also here. And it is a long-term vision of this place, not just Berklee itself, but the city, to become this hub for culture in the whole region. And by us being here, we're also joining in that vision and helping putting our part in making that happen.
And they're calling it a cultural district, just so you know. Like that's how it's identified here. Like there's a sign that says cultural district, and you go in, and everything is all
And
this happening.
it's happening in a way that I haven't really seen anywhere else in the world, in the sense that there is a really long-term vision for this. This is not just, government wanting to get into this for a 4-year term or a 6-year term. They're looking at this generations down the road, and I think that's what's appealing also, that as we've embarked in this, we have the potential of really helping shape the cultural future of not just the country but this area in general. And I think that's exciting, and it opens a myriad of possibilities.
Gael, sorry, a question. So in that context, do you know roughly when the studios are going to be open, and what is the plan for the studios, as you guys are developing this, this strategy of kind of slowly getting into, potentially having, courses with credit and those sort of things?
Sure. Well, courses with credit is not right now on the table. We're like in the same kind of openness that I just mentioned, that may be a possibility, but it's not currently something that has been discussed or agreed on. As you very well know, accreditation is something that it doesn't happen overnight, and really right now the main purpose of the center is not focused on that. Regarding your question about the studio, there is not a definite date on that. The reason why the studio is not quite ready at this very moment has to do because we didn't want to wait until we had the studio built before we opened. And also, as you can imagine, building a studio when a lot of the materials and things come from abroad can be a bit more challenging than in other locations. So right now we're still working with our partners and the designer, but there is a plan. There's a space already dedicated. Actually, most of the equipment is already here. So it's just a matter of lining up a few more things. But if I had to do a good guess, it's probably going to be sometime next year. Be ready by then, but we don't have a definite date at the moment. When it comes down to courses that are production oriented at the moment, it's going to be more towards in the box stuff and digital music production reliant, because of we do have a lab with 16 stations and all the software that you would want or need in there. But yeah, the studio is going to be quite something. We're excited about it. We don't have a date yet. It's going to have a really nice API in there, microphones of all sorts, and yeah, of course, Pro Tools systems, camera integration to be able to record live and stream live. I mean, it's going to be pretty sweet piece of facility, but we couldn't wait until it was done to open.
That's why we're all smiling, because we can't wait for the studio to be done. And the situation with COVID has delayed construction. Obviously, we just need to make sure for safety reasons that we can resume what was started. So, yeah. Hopefully, when you guys will visit, it will be done, and we'll be able to show you the entire space finalized.
Thank you for your answer. I appreciate it.
I'm curious to hear, is any idea has sparked in any of your minds in terms of what would be possible, or if time, money, and space wasn't a constraint, is there anything that this presentation and the presence of Berklee here has sparked in your minds, what you would like to see or would want to do, even if it's something personal, not necessarily from an institutional perspective?
And I think, thinking of potentially when you guys have the studios, the idea of doing, maybe weekend or week-long master classes would be fascinating. I remember, for instance, I think you also had this experience, Gael, George Massenburg, spending a week with the MP&E department and, you know, guiding us through the entire process of producing a song. I mean, I remember for me in my education that like those kind of events were like really kind of pivotal points of growth. You know, it's like I feel, you know, in your classes you learn certain things and then you get these master classes where you get a very kind of lifelike experience of what you would do, you know, in the professional world. I think those sort of experiences would be amazing, especially when you integrate, you know, all the cultural environment you have, you know, with different, you know, blending different kinds of music and personalities and backgrounds. I think, I don't know, would be fascinating.
That what you just described is essentially what we were going to be doing since February till May. We were bringing in really high-profile people for 2 weeks at a time, and it was essentially going to be that. And we are planning to continue to do that. We, as you very well know, with COVID, we had to sort of like rethink what we would do for the rest of this year, and that's why we focused to a bit more to the locals, but definitely that is a key vision for the center, is to be able to do exactly that type of experiences of, you know, 3, 4, 5 days, a week, 2 weeks in the studio or in the dance space, and for people to have an intensive life transforming experience, for sure. I mean, I'm right there with you. That was the you know, when we were called in and I was asked what should we do, I was like, that's definitely what we should be doing. So we are planning to continue to do that.
And also, add to that, Gael, the idea also was to enlighten and educate the society here about all the different career possibilities in the music industry that they might not be aware of. So that's why we, like, I don't want to say menu, but like we had a variety of different offerings and teachers coming in and overlapping for 1 week. So every 2 weeks, someone would show up, overlapping for 1 week and offering a variety of different subjects. First, to show them what is possible. Second, to see what they're interested in and what's the level of musicianship. Now, to limit the travel, like I was mentioning, because of the coronavirus, we're having to kind of like focus on the region, but hopefully very soon we'll be back at doing things like that, which are definitely exciting.
One of the things that I experienced a few years back is we were in Chennai, or just outside of Chennai, and we were working with a school that had just got set up there, and they were bringing in artists in a similar fashion to their campus, and it was an interesting thing to see musicians that were, you know, Indian musicians working with musicians from other parts of the world. In this case, it was from Cuba. And they were just talking about rhythm. And having these two experts from these completely different parts of the world sharing the concept of how they approach rhythm, how they use it melodically, as well as, you know, just to support, was really, really interesting. And then having them play together. And I just see that could be a really, really interesting thing, especially with you as artists there who are so steeped in the tradition of the region, and then artists, you know, from the Americas, from, from different countries in Asia. I think the students, you know, as we look at the global partners, I think in our last tally, just students that are in music classes outside of Berklee at the global partners, it's around 20,000 students. So there's a pretty, you know, significant audience that could be exposed to what this group of experts would be able to offer, even if it were just like sporadically in this format, like a webinar or, you know, an online masterclass. Conversely, it could be, you know, there could be folks that you all meet through the global partners that would have something that they could share. I know that when we've done programs in places like Peru, Colombia, Brazil, we've got some Berklee alums and other instructors at these institutions that have, you know, really gone deep with the traditions and then sort of the modern applications of the music, and be really interesting for them to be hanging with all of you and sharing what they have with your audience, and it would be really interesting to see how that comes about.
Definitely. It's going to be, it's exciting for sure, and we're open to what is to come. I see that is there, how many, because everybody that I see here right now has introduced themselves one way or another, I think, but there's maybe people we're not seeing, right?
Manuel, yeah.
Hi, my name is Manuel Garcia. I am a teacher at USFQ College of Music.
Oh,
sorry,
I've been there twice in the past for some to do some master classes. You've got a really cool thing going on over there.
Oh, thank you. And Gabriel Montúfar is also from our school. He's in the.
Hello.
So I'm Gabriel Montúfar from USFQ College of Music too, and great to be here. And great to see you again, Gael, because I've seen you a few times.
Likewise, Gabriel. Nice to see you.
Okay. Gael, you had asked like how everybody like feels, or if you have any like comments, suggestions, and please feel free to tell us.
I don't know how much demand we have, but there are some students who are interested in word music, and microtonal might be something we don't really talk about a lot in our institute. I mean, we talk about it, but we don't really teach it. So those type of things could be, I don't know, maybe, I could bring some students over there and then have like a couple of days word music, I don't know, seminar, or maybe, like Berklee Summer Program has like 3-day vocal workshop program, something like that. So if you could do the word music, maybe, I don't know, 3-day summit, then it could be something that we can visit in the future, maybe hopefully next year or after. I don't know.
Is that something that is also interesting to others in this call? Okay, great. I mean, yeah, definitely. That is something that it's totally down the alley of what could be done here, for sure. And it is an area of knowledge that is somewhat daunting for people that haven't approached it before. I think that definitely, I mean, for starters, we've got Yarub here in this call that can definitely do that, lead something like that, and there's other great musicians in the area that we can resource to. We've got a relationship with Berklee Abu Dhabi, for example, that is a center for oud here, and I'm sure we could even maybe, I don't know, we would have to explore it, but yeah, we'll take a note of that. Thank you for that suggestion.
And if you would like Yarub has been sharing like nice like tips and tools on Instagram about like what are the different Arabic modes, and so if some of your students are just interested to check that out, we will be launching more of these. And yeah, it's definitely an area of expertise, and Beit al-Oud also like has different Arabic instruments like the qanun and the nai, and but also our own like alums and from Berklee who are originally from the region are very much in touch with us and very much part of everything that we're doing. A lot of them were also present at our opening concert. So whenever you're ready, and hopefully the travel barriers are lifted, we can definitely discuss on who to bring and how to do it. Definitely with great pleasure.
Awesome.
And there's Esteban who just joined as well. Oh.
Yeah, Esteban is the dean of the program at USFQ in Quito, Ecuador.
Okay.
Esteban.
Hey guys, how are you? Nice to be with you. Nice to be with you all.
Nice to see you, Esteban.
Yeah, great to see you, Vladimir.
Hey, glad to see you're safe, man, and everybody else, of course.
Yeah, we're still doing it, man. No problems. We're still standing.
That's a spirit.
Yeah. Gael, just you remember us?
Yes, of course. Last memory I have was how to forget that. If you guys ever go to Ecuador, you should definitely go check out Papayacta, which is these thermal waters that are out there. It's an amazing experience. So yeah, I have great memories of Ecuador for sure. Nice seeing you.
Same here, Gael.
So yeah, I mean, this is great. It's great to. Thank you all for being here, and I'm happy that some ideas are popping up. I'm sure that after we hang up, more ideas may come up, and we're accessible. You can drop us a line anytime. I know anyway that they can. You're in touch with Jason, but also you can always get in touch with us if there's any idea or thing that you have in mind. We'd be more happy to entertain that or have another call personally and talk more about it for sure. Like I said earlier, the possibilities are still quite open. So yeah, any ideas are totally welcome.
Yeah, and we'll share the deck from Gael and Mayssa and Yarub, and hopefully, please go and check out their YouTube feed. Is pretty stellar. You can see and share it with your team, your instructors, and so they can get a chance to see where we are right now with the new center. And please use this as a feedback for those of you that are connected to the WhatsApp group. You can use that as a channel, and always feel free to connect with Ray and I, so we can continue this conversation and explore opportunities. We're all thinking about our students at this time and finding ways to engage them and nurture their creativity, give them ways to move forward, especially where we have to reinvent what we're doing. And we have to reinvent what we're teaching as well in order to accomplish that. So it's really, really critical that we're exploring, experimenting. I think the idea of sharing culture and art and music in this way, there's a huge appetite for this globally. And I think the global partners are, along with our centers and campuses at Berklee, are a great starting point as an incubator, as an environment to play with these things. So let's keep digging in. Thanks, Gael, Mayssa, and Yarub for joining us. I really appreciate it. Have an excellent afternoon, evening, morning, everybody. And, we'll share the video for this online through the resources page. And we hopefully will connect. Maybe we'll get a chance to do another one of these, or be able to share one of the master classes or sessions that will be coming out of Berklee Abu Dhabi as we get into the summer. Okay?
Thank you, Jason and Ray, for setting that up, and thank you all for joining.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
everybody.
And nice to see you all and meet you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.